Hey guys, welcome back to Wix Fix. I hope you're having a fantastic day. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you about stacks inside of Editor X. If you haven't already, I really recommend you watch my last tutorial on the basics of Editor X before you watch this video. So if you're interested in that, the link will be in the description below. Let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I want to do is maybe just add a title. We'll make this a larger title by pressing Edit Text and selecting Heading 1. Next, let's go ahead and add a paragraph, and we'll also add a button. Now if we resize our window, we're going to notice that everything is starting to overlap and it looks really ugly. So what we're going to do is click on one of our elements, use our Shift key on our keyboard and click the other ones, and we're going to press Stack. Now you're going to notice that it kind of created a new element called a stack, and you're also going to notice that there is a little faint line right here, and this basically signifies that there is space. So now if we resize our browser, you're just going to see the button gets pushed down, but the space in between the paragraph and the button is the same. Now let's say I want there to be space in between this title and this paragraph text. So let's go ahead and select this paragraph text. We'll open up the inspector, come over to margins, and we'll do the top margin. We'll do like 10 pixels. Now we're going to see a line right here as well. And that line will remain consistent no matter how many times we resize this website. Also, it is a good practice to make sure that everything is set to 100% in the parent element. So 100% of this parent element, which is the stack, means it's going to stretch 100% of the width of this stack. Now let's say we don't want all this extra space over here to the right of the stack. If we click this and drag it in, we're going to notice everything is kind of squished up together. So what we want to do is make sure everything is set to 100% of this stack. So as you can see here in the inspector panel, this is set to 74.5%. So we need to make sure it's set to 100. Same thing with the paragraph. Now if we click the stack and we drag in, we're going to see everything looks more uniform. If you want to move a stack, just make sure you click the stack and there will be this little drag icon, and we can just drag it around and pull it to wherever we want. You're going to see that it automatically docks itself to its closest borders of the section or grid, whatever the stack is embedded in. If we select this button and we press Align to Center, we're going to see it aligns to the center of the stack, not the page. And the cool thing about this is if we press Edit Text, we can pair this with our scaling size technique that we learned in the other video. So as we can see here, now the heading is getting smaller and it'll fit almost any desktop size. The last thing I want to show you is, let's say you have two buttons. If we select everything and then we press stack, you're going to see it created this weird thing where it put the second button on its own line. If we try to drag this up, it will work, but then let's try to resize the browser. You're going to see the buttons kind of go into each other, and we don't want that. So to fix this, what we want to do is come over to Add. We'll add a container. We'll make this container pretty small because we don't need it huge. We're going to apply a grid to it, and we're just going to choose 2 by 1 and press Apply. The next thing I want to do is go ahead and put in our buttons. Next, let's select the container. We'll come over to the inspector, go to the Design tab, and we're going to go ahead and remove the border because we don't need that. Now we're just going to drag this container all the way over here to align with our text. Now if we use the Shift key on our keyboard and we select the other text and then press stack, now we can see that the buttons are on the same line together, exactly how we wanted. And if we drag in our browser, we're going to see that those buttons never cross, which is exactly what we want. And that basically wraps it up for the video today. If you did enjoy, consider pressing that like button and subscribing for more Editor X content coming out real soon. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you all in the next one.